Hello, my name is Billy, and today we'll be talking about Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind follows Clementine and Joel as they try to navigate their lives after their painful end to their 2-year-long relationship. Unable to do so, Clementine impulsively decides to erase Joel from her memories. When Joel discovers this, he's overwhelmed with sorrow and frustration and decides to undergo the same procedure, forcing him to recount the memories of their difficult relationship and rediscover the love they once held for each other. Written by Charlie Kaufman, this film explores the complexities of romantic relationships and the importance of life experiences, even if the memory of them brings you pain. And as you can imagine, this film is filled with different psychological concepts. Some of the first shown deal with motivation and emotions. Because the film does not have a linear narrative, the first time we see Clementine and Joel is the first time they see each other again after the procedure. During this, Clementine feels more comfortable engaging with him as opposed to Joel, who feels very nervous during their exchange. This perfectly displays their opposite personalities, which we will get into later. After Joel discovers that Clementine erased him from his friends, he feels very distraught and cries in his car out of frustration that she would do such an extreme thing to him. For Clementine, she felt very extrinsically motivated to get the procedure. She wants to feel okay and was heartbroken over their breakup, so she goes through with it, believing it will bring her some form of satisfaction. While we never see Clementine's experience with the procedure, only the aftermath and a little bit of how she felt before it, we see Joel regret his decision as these really sweet memories of Clementine get erased. While I do understand that this entire film is told from the perspective of Joel, it would have been nice to see if she felt the same while it was happening. But this also suggests that others might have began to regret the procedure as it was happening, but were unable to stop it. Next, we have biopsychology. Clementine is shown throughout the film drinking alcohol, a depressant that stimulates the release of the neurotransmitter GABA and reduces the activity of the central nervous system. She appears to use alcohol as a way to cope with her declining relationship with Joel, as seen when she is drinking in the restaurant before starting a argument with him and going out drinking with friends instead of staying home with him after they had yet another fight. This could also explain why she made the very split decision to break up with Joel, as she was drunk when it happened. Furthermore, this film focuses heavily on memory and the idea of removing specifically painful memories. Both Clementine and Joel erase each other from their memory with the help of an invasive procedure. While the procedure is never given a name or really a full explanation, it's shown to use brain imaging to track or map these memories. Additionally, this procedure is done by removing declarative memories, both episodic and semantic, that involve the person they're trying to erase from the long-term memory. To ensure this, they remove belongings from the patient's home that could serve as a retrieval clue for the person, and they also send out this little card to their friends to make sure that they do not mention the person that they have erased. However, when the memories get removed from the brain, the emotional aspects of the memories remain intact within the amygdala. This is shown when Patrick essentially tries to recreate moments Clementine had with Joel in order to get her to like him, which causes her to freak out and feel uncomfortable around him. And this also suggests that the machine shown here primarily attacks the hippocampus, which is important for storing long-term memories. And as Clementine begins to be erased, Joel starts to regret it. In an attempt to combat the procedure, Clementine tells him to hide her in memories that she should not belong, such as his childhood, which is a time where Joel did not know her. And in those scenes, we can see that as a child, Joel displayed an insecure attachment style to his mother. He liked to always be near her and became very anxious when she didn't pay attention to him, such as when he was hiding underneath the table from his babysitter. Furthermore, during this time period, Joel is in the initiative versus guilt or locomotor stage of development. He hasn't quite developed the initiative to become independent and is afraid to try new experiences without the comfort of his mother always being next to him. Another big focus of this film is the relationship between Joel and Clementine and how tumultuous it has become, which can be seen by looking at their opposing personalities. When considering the big five personality traits for each, Clementine is highly open to experience and trying new and different things, as shown by her eagerness to start another relationship with Joel and the strange, unconventional decorations in her home, the collection of potatoes that are dressed up in little costumes, and the hand-painted glasses with little flowers on them. Yet she isn't very conscientious with her decisions. She prefers to be impulsive rather than have really any sort of plan. The best example of this is her quick decision to erase Joel, which occurred not long after they broke up, and her quick decision to ask Joel to go to the Charles with her despite them barely knowing each other. Joel, on the other hand, is a very agreeable individual, meaning he prefers to get along with others and go along with whatever they say instead of forming his own opinions and bringing them to light. Additionally, he has low levels of extroversion. He doesn't like big groups or parties, telling Clementine when they met for the first time that he never really knows what to do or say at them, and that he is rarely assertive of himself. And from that, we can gather that Clementine and Joel both have low self-esteem. Joel doesn't think very highly of himself or of his experiences, deeming them very uninteresting. And Clementine asks both Joel and Patrick, her romantic partners, if they find her attractive, saying that as a child she found herself to be very ugly and has a difficult time believing otherwise even in her adulthood. Next, I wanted to talk about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. With Maslow's hierarchy of needs, if someone's needs are not met, they become very nervous and tend to put a lot of attention to it. So before someone can focus on their self-esteem, they would want to focus on love and their sense of belonging. And throughout the film, Clementine and Joel both show that they desperately need to belong to someone else romantically. At one point, that was each other, but once they erase each other, they seek that in other people. Clementine dates Patrick shortly after forgetting Joel, and Joel ponders about getting back with his ex-fiancée, Naomi, the morning right after he forgets about Clementine. And lastly, we have their attachments to each other and to their other romantic partners. With his relationship with Clementine, which is the only romantic relationship we see Joel in, we never actually see his relationship with Naomi. He displays an avoidant attachment style. Throughout the relationship, Joel is not as emotionally open to Clementine as she would like and comes off as very distant and closed off. He justifies this throughout the film by saying that his life is just not that interesting and that there's no need to really get into it. On the other hand, Clementine displays an insecure attachment style with Joel and with Patrick. She explains to Joel that men often use her as a concept rather than a person. They use her to make themselves feel better, which can sometimes cause her to be uncertain about her place. She constantly needs reassurance from her partners about how they feel about her, about their attraction to her, and she doesn't always believe them. Thank you so much. That's all I have, and definitely check out this movie if you have not already.